How we doing there, boys and girls? Manthieus here. Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be the starting point of the 10.2 coverage. This is obviously on the PTR right now. If you're watching this in the future, please be aware that this is going to change and update on a weekly basis. And so new stuff may come out on top of what we see here on the PTR right now. And so what we talk about in this video may change in the future. But one thing that piqued our interest was that there is going to be a new supply crate system come 10.2. Now, this might very quickly be something similar to the barter bricks and barter boulders from patch 10.1, where you had to get a bunch of crafted items, turn them in, and there was some difference in what you needed to turn in each week. This could be a slight variation of this. Now, at this moment, we do not know exactly why this is here. We can suspect that it has something to do with some sort of turn in. We do not know necessarily how frequently we're going to turn this in. We do not necessarily know what the desire for turning this in will be. What is the reward of doing this in the first place? But there's definitely something here, something starting, and it's these supply shipments. The nice thing is that you appear to have a bunch of different choice to what you turn in to create a shipment. Now, I've only got some simple materials on me to hand right now. I can make a few shipments of the cloth. We can package these up with the help of this dude over here, and we get a shipment of goods. Now, at the beginning, there were 2 quests to hand some of this in. Those 2 quests required 1 to be turned in, presumably as a bit of an introduction to the system, and then 5 was the quantity of packages that needed thereafter for the subsequent quest. My suspicion is probably that you'll do this once a week, and you might need to turn in 5 shipments to get fully completed in somewhat shape or form. Tattered cloth, wilder cloth, chromatic dust, vibrant shards for the cloth shipment. There is an option to turn in some fish, some of the rare, the Isle, fin, Dordereau fish, along with some pebbles and some spices. There is a food variation where you get the choice. We would really like to use 100 of any Dragon Isle's native fish, in addition to some meat. You get to pick which one you turn in here, so there's once again a little bit more variety. There's a herb turn-in one where it's going to take some awakened frost and some awakened air, and then 50 of your chosen herb. And the ore one works very similarly, but instead of frost and air, it requires earth and fire. And the same rule applies here. You can turn in some ceravite ore, but 200 ceravite ore. Like I said, though, please be aware that these numbers may change. But what this ultimately might do is it might help to hoover up some of the trash. My suspicion is that if they let you pick and choose which ones, and it doesn't also seem to make a difference what quality, this might do the entry-level gatherers a big favour here. This might bring the value of the rank 1 and the rank 2 materials up closer to that of the rank 3. As it stands right now, pretty much the only materials that people really want are the rank 3 ones, and so hence they are a little bit more expensive than the rest of them. The rank 2s and the rank 1s are usually literally silver at this point in the expansion. This might help lift the floor price of those basic quality materials, as they'll all get funneled into these shipments, and it will allow the quality 3 materials to predominantly be used by other crafters to make, you know, your potions, your flasks, your other big stuff, right? The cheap stuff will go into the shipments because it doesn't seem to worry too much about quality. Hopefully, this will address some of the problems that we're seeing in Dragonflight right now, which is that getting into gathering, you would assume that gathering, herbalism, mining is a really good way to make some gold. And the big problem is that it takes many, many weeks of effort, grinding knowledge points to build your herbalist, to build your miner up to the point where they can consistently get the higher quality materials. And it means all of that initial effort at the beginning is worth practically nothing. There are some scary numbers floating around at the moment of like literally hundreds of gold to very small thousands of gold per hour, which is not worth anybody doing in any way, shape or form. If this can help alleviate that sort of, you know, getting going with gathering by allowing you to turn in the cheap stuff, Now, admittedly, it's backed up by Awakened in this case, so your Awakened is still going to maintain some good value, I would suspect, here, regardless to what happens, but it might hoover up a lot of the basic stuff that is just currently flooding and stockpiling up and up and up and up and up. So, let me know what you think about this, boys and girls. I'm going to try and keep these videos shorter, as I want to just, you know, laser focus in on something that we find, talk about it in a little bit of detail, generate some feedback. Obviously, we can talk amongst ourselves, and if there is anybody at Blizzard watching, then they have a little bit of an insight view to what some goblins are thinking as well. The noticeable thing from this is there isn't a leather turn-in. There doesn't seem to be anything that takes any form of leather, so skinners don't really have much of a play in this right now, but like I said, it's early days. This is the very first build of 10.2 that we've been given access to, and hopefully there is more to come. So I'll leave it there. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, consider subscribing if you're new around here, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.